Today we're going to be having a chat. I was talking to a good friend of mine who was telling me about the various problems that she's been having with her makeup because of the menopause. And she was also saying that she felt there wasn't a huge amount of discussion or advice about makeup becoming trickier or just how makeup can help really at this time. So I asked her, because she spoke so eloquently about it, I asked her if she wouldn't mind breaking the taboo and coming in and just talking about it. And thankfully, I'm thrilled to say she said yes. So this is just a great film for anyone who's either going through the menopause, who just wants to know more about it, or maybe your mother or an aunt is going through it. It's a good film for everyone. So underneath base, I've already used this Embryolisse cream, put quite a lot of that all over Deborah's skin, which I know your skin's feeling quite dry, isn't it? And neck, and that's a lovely base if you're then going to use foundation or whatever. You could also use something that has already got SPF in, particularly if you're not going to use any kind of foundation. So something like this Laura Mercier one, which is SPF 30, is really good. So I'm going to go on and use the Double Wear All Day Glow, and this is their BB Moisture Makeup. So this is a lighter version of, say, Double Wear Light. So it gives you the moisturization, but also it's long lasting. So if you happen to have a hot flush, or as the Americans call it, hot flash, right, Deborah? This really will last and stay on. So I'm just going to work it into the skin. What I like about this is, although it does have that setting feeling, you can feel that it's going to be quite long lasting, it still leaves a nice slightly dewy finish. So if you are someone that's maybe a little more on the dry side that couldn't use something like Double Wear foundation, this does have a little bit of a glow to it, and you still get a nice bit of coverage. And if you are having more of a greasy reaction to the menopause, your skin's getting oilier as your hormones are going out of whack, then something like Double Wear Light will be good, because it will give you the coverage and it will help to sort of cover any blemishes and rosacea and things. So on to concealer, and I'm going to use this Hydrolife one by Dior, which is it's called a BB cream actually for eyes. Look up for me, Deb. And I find this stuff to be great. It's really, really moisturizing. So fantastic if you are experiencing very dry skin. But it really lifts shadows without emphasizing any fine lines at all. And it's got some really nice brightening pigments in there. You can see it just really makes a huge difference. And then if you want to add any more, sometimes you get a little bit dark at the inner corners, particularly if you're not sleeping well.
I have to say, that's one of my challenges. I was up 5 times last night.
Oh no.
It's just, you would think that you could get more work done, but actually you can't get anything done. Or I can't get anything done.
So I'm just using a brush to blend this in. How's your, what concealer are you using at the moment? If you're getting not much sleep.
I'm using one of those ones that you like push down on the end.
Like a highlightery type pen.
Yes, yeah, it's probably well, I'm not quite sure whose it is, but I think I tend to overuse it.
Okay, so it's looking very white.
Occasionally I'll have a picture taken of me, and I have those like old women white circles.
Reverse pandas, yeah. I think just be careful of the really reflective ones, the light ones. These ones that have a little bit of pink or a little bit more richness to them actually really help to counteract any blueness under the eyes. And you don't need, I think, too much highlighter under the eyes is quite aging. It's nicer to have that sort of, you're lifting the shadows without overcompensating and having, the kind of really white patches. And that's nice because it is really moisturizing, so it's not going to sit anywhere where it shouldn't.
I like that it's sort of a small tip, because since my nearsighted vision has now gone totally, I feel like I could control it much better.
Yeah, it's quite easy to control. Just dip in, and then, as I say, you could use fingers and not brushes. So next I'm going to use this By Terry Hyaluronic Blush, and this is a long-lasting blush which is quite skin plumping as well, but incredibly sheer. So if you want to have a little bit of colour in your face, but have it extremely natural, and if you are experiencing the menopause in a way that your skin is getting redder, then obviously you want to skip this bit. But if, like Deborah, you have this very even toned skin, then a little bit of colour in the face actually is really beautiful. And again, this is so sheer, it's not going to emphasise any fine lines or open pores. So if you need to do a little bit of concealing, something like a Bobbi Brown stick is perfect. This one is more for a drier skin, but you could use this on the go. If you've got more oily skin, you might like to use Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage, or something like that's great because it's their on-the-go compact, their tinted moisturiser on the go. If you have a lot of hot flashes, you might want to skip the all-over BB cream like I've used here, and actually just use something like this in certain areas. And then if you do have a real moment and get very hot and sweaty, at least you've only got a few areas to touch up on and it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think
for me that would be good, because I would have rushed to the bathroom for 1 minute, and it would be much easier.
You wouldn't want
just
to be
dab
touching
in.
up all of this.
No.
Just dab here and there on any kind of pigmentation or redness, or so that stick on the go is great. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of lip balm, which is obviously great to let that sink in now before you get around to doing your lips. And a small amount of powder. As I say, I'm not going to put a lot of powder on, particularly not if you're having hot flushes, because powder and water don't mix. Okay, so onto eyes, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer all over the lids. And this is just great if you're having a hard time getting eye makeup to stay on. So I'm just going to smooth this all over, and it's really good for kind of smoothing out eyelids. And the next for eyes, I'm going to use the Becca Eye Tint, and this is called Romanticism. It just gives a little bit of shimmer, but not too much, because we don't want super shiny. And I think it's just great because it's easy to use. What are the challenges, Deborah, that you're facing when it comes to eye makeup at the moment?
Well, my biggest challenge is I can't see anything. And then, of course, trying to keep my glasses on while I put on my eye makeup is pretty impossible.
So do you use a magnifying mirror?
I do what I can. I use this little Bobbi Brown compact thing that I was given for free because I complained on an airplane about my video not working. So they gave me a voucher. And I never would have gotten it anyway, but in the palette there was a little magnified mirror. Mm-hmm. And not only that, there's a tweezer in it, which is great because chin hairs come up all the time. And I can't see the chin hairs. So it will be when I'm sitting with a client and I'm going like this and I'm listening to them, and then I feel, oh my gosh, I must look like, a man, the winner of the Eurovision concert. So anyway, but now I travel with my very own tweezer.
Okay, and with your magnifying mirror, and that helps. So something like this maybe be quite good because, I just did that really quickly with my fingers, and I think what it's done is it's given your eyelids a really nice sheen, a little bit of colour, but it's not too kind of. You could wear this every day, and it's and it looked like it was quick. It's really quick, and you don't have to worry about blending those edges in,
which I can't see. Yeah.
This is just a black pencil, which I don't know if you still use a pencil or you enjoy using a pencil.
I do, as long as it's soft enough. Yeah, I find one of the pressures that I have now is that, I've got a young-ish child and I'm working full-time and I have no time to put on makeup, but I have to look professional. Mm-hmm. So I was going to say, and sadly, I'm one of those women who puts makeup on in the tube. I know everyone hates us. I know it. I think it looks terrible also for older women to be putting on makeup in the tube. But
why older women and not younger women?
I don't know. I actually had an argument with a man who turned to me. This is true. A man who turned to me and said, "Why are you putting on your makeup here?"
He didn't.
He did. And I said, "Do you know what I've done this morning? I have fed the cat. I've gotten my kid to school. I've dropped him off. I've put my work together. I've got video cameras in this bag to work with people. And I have to show up looking attractive." I was going to say, what have you done today?
Yeah, what did he say?
But he was
that
really,
shut him up.
Well, it shut him up, but I felt badly. you never want to get in the way of an angry menopausal woman.
That's true. So I'm just smudging this along. What's good thing about using a pencil anyway is that you can put it on really messy. The messier you put it on, the better. The only thing you do need to do is get right down to the roots of the lashes. So you really need to be pulling up or doing a very surprised look and raising those eyes while you apply your pencil, and just work down into a magnifying mirror. So keep it quite low. Raise your eyebrows as high as they'll go, and then just almost massage it into the roots of the lashes. And if it looks messy, it's fine. You can use a cotton bud, you can use a brush, and by sort of smudging it in afterwards, sorry, I nearly poked your eye out then, the effect, it's really effective without having to be precise or particularly graphic. So, before we do mascara, I'm just going to curl your eyelashes. Look down from me. For mascara, I'm going to use an ultra waterproof mascara. This one's by Urban Decay. Obviously, there's lots of brands, and I think really you do need to invest in a waterproof mascara, particularly if you're having hot flushes. Do you wear mascara, Deborah?
I've started using it because my lashes are disappearing.
Yeah.
At first I thought I burned them when I took something out of an oven, when you open it and that sort of goes in. But then I realized they were actually missing. So I do use it.
They're getting
what's left.
more brittle and thinning out. You can use serums for that.
All right. And my hair, the front of my hair and my head is all broken off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just exactly the same thing.
Do you know, one tip I have, actually, is that I now need eye drops because even though my eyes water more than they did, I saw a specialist and he said, actually, that's because your eyes are now dry because of menopause. So if I put on the drops when I first wake up, and then it's, at least 10 minutes before I actually would put on makeup.
Yeah, that really helps to moisturize your eyes.
And they're not dripping.
Oh, that's a really good tip. Yeah. So I've not put too much of the mascara underneath, simply because if you're having a lot of hot flushes, you don't want too much makeup underneath your eyes. Even if it's waterproof, it still might flake. And if your eyelashes are quite sparse underneath, you can put a little bit of waterproof pencil, just again through the roots, just to make them look a little bit thicker. So let's go on to brows. I'm going to use these pencils, which are by Stila, and they're very similar to the Suq pens. Again, they're waterproof. Everything today is waterproof. These are great colours, and it is just great because without getting a harsh line in your brows, you're able to fill them in, and it sets, and it doesn't come off if you
wipe your face.
Even
That's
if you
one
wipe
thing that
your
I found
face.
when I perspire, then if I rub my face, the whole side can change.
Yeah. You're better off with a cloth of some sort. I mean, tissues can get stuck. Onto lips. Now, I put some lip balm on earlier. I'm going to take that off as much as possible. So do a bit of a blot and remove quite a bit, because that's now sunken. Because if we leave that on, the lipstick's going to get all melty and probably bleed a little bit. So by just sort of matting that down, and we still have moisturised lips because it's been on for a while, I'm going to use a pencil all over just to hold this in place and to create a good lip line. And if you find that your lipstick really does bleed a lot, you could even go back in with a little bit of your primer. This is the anti-aging eye primer, and you could use it a little bit even on top of whatever concealer you've used.
And will that stop it, like, bleeding up the lines?
Yeah, it's got a sort of filler in it, so it's filling out a little bit lines, but it's also drying and setting. So in the same way that it was filling out any little creases around the eyes, but also stopping the eyeshadow from creasing, it can do the same here. And it's better than using a load of powder, which, if you then were to perspire on your top lip, would end up all coming off. So just a thin layer of that.
I didn't have any problems with my top lip and wrinkles until I had, what is it, like the laser to get rid of the hair, because I couldn't see the hair in order to dye it or pluck it. So I thought, I'll have this done. And then all of a sudden I had all these lip wrinkles underneath my hairy mustache.
You hadn't seen before.
It was a revelation.
So what we're going to do is put plenty of pencil on here, and that's going to stop, or help to stop, any of the lipstick from bleeding up. So go all along the lip line. So that's the pencil. Obviously adapt the colour for whatever colour lipstick you're going to use. I've chosen this quite lively nude colour, which is called Notting Hill Nude. And this is a moisturising lipstick by Rimmel. And I think it's nice to have a moisturising lipstick because it helps your lips feel nicer and also look plumper. Not that you need that because you've got very full and gorgeous lips.
Thank you. I have to be careful actually sometimes because if I put on too much makeup, I end up looking like a drag queen. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with looking like a drag queen, but...
If you're a drag queen, you look it's great on drag queens.
Absolutely. And it's because I can't see well enough, so I'll keep adding more and more and more, and I want to be pretty the way I think that I used to be before I started sweating. So
you end up with way too much makeup on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's much better, I think. Obviously, this is quite a day look. It's quite well, it's good for evening as well, but this is quite a natural look. And I think if you do want to amp this makeup up, it's better to amp up the eyes, because if you put on a load more foundation, powder, blusher, that's so hard to maintain, particularly if you're having hot sweat. So better to pump up the eyes. So put more eyeliner on, more mascara, more of the waterproof eye products, which are going to stay put. They're more likely to stay put during a hot flush than a ton of foundation. So for evenings, I would say definitely go down that route, preferably to the just
classy,
ton of makeup.
subtle, elegant, as opposed to...
It doesn't have to be subtle. You could go for a bright lip, or you could put on a much stronger eye. But I think steer away from adding like a ton of foundation and blusher and all of these things, which really, that you are going to sweat them off, and they're not going to last. And then you're going to be streaking and stressed, and it's not good. So, Deborah, is there anything else that I can help you with?
You mean in my life?
No, just about makeup while we're on camera. Any issues, other issues? Have I covered?
Well, everything except
you
haven't talked about, I have these dark shadows on my chin, on my jawline. It's like the pigmentation is...
Oh, pigmentation. Okay, yeah. I'm going to show you... I've got actually a really good thing here somewhere. This pencil would be great for you. It's kind of like a crayon. Because I know you like things quick and easy. So you have actually got a little age spot here. A little bit of pigmentation there. I'm going to just put that on. You can't see this. I'm so sorry, but... I'm going to show you the video afterwards.
It feels like it's easy.
That's done. That's disappeared. So you could keep that in your handbag and then you can cover. But obviously you do need to use... I know you're good with your skin anyway, but you do need to use SPF to stop any new sun damage. And also because it often happens at the menopause that a lot of your accumulative pigmentation, so sun damage that you had long ago, will start to come out. So
your past comes back to haunt you.
Comes back. It does a little bit. So a really good high SPF primer and all of that. But I mean, your skin's really good.
Yeah, I think my skin's really good because I live in England. Actually, I have friends who ask me in America, how come I look so good still? And I said, well, if you live in England, it's easy because the sun never shines, and it's been 35 years of.
Well,
no sun damage.
That is true, but also I've been on holiday with you and I know that you're really good at looking after your skin and you do apply your SPF religiously. Yes, when we've been in hot countries where the sun does actually shine. You look beautiful, and I'd love you to have a look in the mirror over there and just have a look at the makeup, because I think this is a gorgeous everyday look for you when you're doing your tube makeup.
I was going to say it's much better than my tube makeup. Much better.
But it's easy and it's quick, and I think you look gorgeous.
Yeah. Thank you. It really is beautiful.
You're welcome. You look stunning.
Now I can go away and sweat in peace.